Hello, welcome to the live stream on this happy Saturday evening. I appreciate you being here with me. Well, today's topic is going to be a little disheartening. Maybe I sort of gave it away. Now, actually, what this all stems from is I've been thinking about traveling to Spain. Okay. And it's a country I've always had near and dear to my heart, and I would love to check out. But this is the question I have because I've been seeing some things lately in the news, especially from this past summer tourism season, and especially in Barcelona and along the coast, the Mediterranean coast of Spain and the Canary Islands. And with me being a tourist myself, actually, I'm a slow traveler. If you don't know me, I do slow travel. I live in one location, 1 month at a time, all around the world. And one place I've always wanted to go was Spain. But Spain's a big country. So let's first address what's going on. And here's the question. Should I go to Spain? And if I decide to go to Spain, where? All right. So let's jump right into this without further ado. What is going on?
Thousands of protesters hit the streets in Barcelona to express anger at mass tourism and its impacts on the city. Some protesters even sprayed tourists with water guns as part of the demonstration. Protesters called for a reduction in the number of foreign visitors to Barcelona.
Wait. Wait a minute. I'm going to stop the video because you have to understand what we just saw. Did we just see protesters with water guns and they're actually squirting the tourists at a cafe? All right, picture yourself there. Let's just rewind this back just a little bit. I want to show this to you again. I mean, get the feel of this now. Get the feel of this. Here we go.
Mass tourism and its impacts on the city. Some protesters even sprayed tourists with water guns as part of the demonstration.
You saw that, right? They're spraying them with water guns as part of the demonstration. Okay, I don't know about you, but I'd love to have a cup of coffee at a cafe. And if I am literally just sitting there, okay, I'm just sitting there having a cup of coffee and I'm watching a crowd of people go by and I see they're upset, obviously. But then all of a sudden I get squirted in the face with a water gun. I don't know about you, but I don't think I would like that. So let's keep on. I promise I won't interrupt it again. Let's keep going. Let's watch it.
Protesters called for a reduction in the number of foreign visitors to Barcelona, which they say makes the city unlivable and has had a huge impact on living costs.
The last years, the city has turned completely for tourists, and what we want is a city for citizens and not in service of tourists.
Okay, so you heard that. You heard that. So the city is more on the tourist side than they are on the citizen side. And that's pretty sad. Okay. That is sad. And I feel for these people because I could picture myself, I know I'm a slow traveler and I'm a tourist and I'm going around places, but let's face it, if you had to live in a location that is more geared to tourism than it is to you as the citizen, and all of the prices are going up, but you still, the tourist gets to pay it and then they leave, right? They split. So they don't have to deal with it anymore. But then here you are actually still living there and you're stuck with the same tourist prices, but you have nowhere to go. This is your home. How would you feel? Now, I personally am from Orlando, Florida. And if you know Orlando, Florida, it's home of Mickey Mouse, Walt Disney World. And that is a tourism area, big time. And since I was living there for about 40 years, I have watched the steady incline of tourism and the effects of tourism actually on our infrastructure. In particular, our interstate, we have one interstate that runs east and west through Florida, and it connects the East Coast to the West Coast, called Interstate 4, or I-4, as locals like to call it. And it hasn't changed in 40 years. They've never added any extra lanes to it, but what has changed is the tourist traffic. And it doesn't matter morning, noon, or night, the traffic is so bad that it's ridiculous. You can't drive down Interstate 4 unless it's like maybe, I don't know, 3:30 in the morning, then you might get a break from traffic. So I have empathy for these people in Barcelona. So now you know the backdrop and you know what's going on. I want to show you something else that was a little disheartening to me. In fact, actually, this is downright scary because I was like, okay, maybe, it's a friendly protest. I don't know how to put it. I can see water guns being squirted in my face. But if I was walking down the sidewalk and I saw this would really, really freak me out. And I'm about to show you this. I got this off of Twitter. And this is the latest here, if you can see the screen. Kill a tourist. Okay, what? It says here, Janie Johnson from America is Exceptional writes, anti-holiday maker protests escalate in sinister turn as kill a tourist graffiti appears on wall in Majorca, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Spain's growing anti-holiday maker sentiment has taken a dark turn as graffiti spelling out the words kill a tourist have emerged. And of course, it goes into that further. So what do you think about this? I mean, what is this? Kill a tourist? Like, I don't know about you, but if it's one thing getting squirted in the face by, like I said, by a water pistol, but to see that where it says to kill a tourist, I don't know if that's the sentiment of all the Spaniards or all the people living in Barcelona, or is it just the actual sentiment of a few radicals living in the city? Okay. But when you try to look out for number one and protect yourself when you travel, this doesn't seem like the thing that I would want to get involved in, right? I wouldn't want to get involved in that. So again, it brings up the question, should I go to Spain? Seriously, it brings that question up, okay? So let's dig into this a little bit deeper. I want to show you one other gentleman was talking about why they're protesting. Okay, so it's not that they hate tourists in particular, even though it seems like it's that way. It's more about, it's more about what's happening to them on a local level. And I think for the locals living there, this is the only way that they're going to be able to get the attention of their local government to say, hey, we need help here. Okay. Like, we live here and we're not seeing any benefits from these tax-paying dollars or, these tourist dollars that are coming in. It seems like it's going everywhere but in our pockets, and we're still paying the tourist prices. So we need something done. Either we need a regulation on the tourists, the amount of tourists that are coming in, or we need to cut back on too many Airbnbs. Like, there has to be something done. So let's listen to this local here that I found, and he's going to explain some to you.
Situation and they don't
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me go back and share that. I am so sorry. Let's get right here. I had the wrong tab, guys. Let me make sure we got the right tab. I think we're on the right tab. Okay, here we go.
Service of tourism.
Restoration and hotels is the group that makes really big money, but all the people are in a very poor situation, and they don't have enough money to live. That's a
Okay, you heard that. You heard that, right? They don't have enough money to live. They're in bad, dire straits. And this is just adding insult to injury with all this excess over tourism, because, like I said, they're not seeing the money going into their pockets. Let's listen to some more what this guy's got to say about it.
problem.
In 2023, Barcelona had at least 26 million visitors. Together, they generated over $13 billion. So tourism is crucial for the economy, but it also puts immense pressure on the infrastructure and inconveniences the locals.
Okay, there you go. Remember what I just said about the infrastructure in Orlando and how our roads were getting just oversaturated with cars and tourists? They're having the same problem right now in Barcelona. All right, keep listening.
Public services are burdened, housing prices are skyrocketing, and the profits from tourism never reach the public.
Aha. You heard that? The profits from the tourism is not reaching the public. So who's benefiting from all this money? In my mind, as a tourist, I'm thinking, well, aren't there some like ma and pa kind of shops, local bakeries, ice cream stores, restaurants? Surely some of them are getting some money, but yet the bulk of the millions and billions of dollars that are pouring in is probably just like they're probably getting a teeny fraction of that money. So where is that money going? Let's watch a little bit more of this.
The first is against the economic model based on mass tourism because this model makes us poorer and more dependent. And on the other hand, it has an effect on the price of housing, which right now is an alarming and distressing problem for the population.
Okay, we got a guy blowing a horn. Okay, so you heard that. It's putting a strain on their housing. See, that's what I'm saying. There's probably so many, landowners that figure, you know what? If I rent my place out on Airbnb and I could charge 4 times more rent by the month than if I rented it to a local and had a contract for a year, I mean, wouldn't it be a no-brainer if you were a landowner and you wanted to make more money and capitalize in on all this tourism? So they probably have a problem where there's more Airbnb or those type of short-term, short lease rentals that are going on, where the average Joe that lives in Barcelona can't get those apartments, number one, or number two, they can, but they're going to pay something super high that they can't afford. So there you go. There you go. So what is the solution? What exactly is the solution? But before we get to that, I don't know if there really is a solution. But I want to show you something else that I've found on X, aka Twitter, of, who actually is investing in Spain? What is going on behind the scenes? Who's capitalizing in on this money? Okay. So if you check this out, like I said, this is from X. I found this article. All right. It says here from Ubanti, Ian, if I'm saying that right, the commercial investment in Spain continues to boom in 2024 economic stability and increased tourism position our country as an attractive destination for national and international investors. So it's the rise of commercial investment in Spain. All right, keep that in mind because we're going to get into this article a little bit further. So here's the article from Pepco, the rise of commercial investment in Spain. I'm just going to sort of skip to the main part. What stood out to me is right here, increase in tourism and consumption. So as you can see, and I will go ahead and pull that up, I'm sure you can see that there. It says here, Spain continues to be one of the most visited tourist destinations in the world. This is why they have a problem. In 2024, the country is expected to receive 83.7 million international visitors, surpassing the previous record of 83.5 million in 2019. Okay, so it's inching up. Undoubtedly, this will be one of the drivers of the national GDP growth this year, which, according to the International Monetary Fund, will be 2.4% for this year. So in this context, cities such as Madrid, Barcelona, Valencia, and the main coastal areas have actually seen an increase in investment in commercial premises and shopping centers driven by increased consumption. All right, so you see what's going on. But that's almost like the thing about supply and demand, right? If there is a huge influx of tourists coming to all these parts of Spain, there is a high demand for services that go along with it, the tourism industry. So naturally, this is an investor's paradise. So people that are in the investment business of the real estate, of, maybe there's certain companies that are on the stock market that are profiting from all of this, that's where the money is actually going to and not going to the local economy. Now, I'm just an outsider, right? I'm just a person on the back end. I'm just a visitor to the country. Do I have all the answers on how they can fix their problem? No. Do I still want to visit Spain? I think the answer is yes. But here's the other question. Where? If I can't go to these places without being, threatened with a water pistol or seeing a sign that says, kill a tourist, where should I go where I can make a difference as to not have an overburden of tourism, where I can pump in some more money into a local economy because I'll be living there now for a month, but, not actually leave a heavy footprint on the locals so that when I leave, they can have their rental back and they can pay what they normally pay. Of course, I can't control landlords and what they do, but it is an idea. So I dug up a little bit more on this, did a little research, and I'll show you what I found, which looked pretty interesting. This is from Yahoo News, and it's from The Independent. And it says here, the hidden Spanish holiday hotspots where you can avoid crowds and tourist trap prices. Now, hey, I personally am interested in that. So I was like, okay, really? Where can I go? So they list a few places. The first one is a place called Cadiz. Have you ever heard of that? Neither have I. But it says here, this is like a seafront that's similar to Cuba, Havana, Cuba. So I was like, okay, that looks interesting. And then I'm scrolling through the article and it says there's another one that you can probably, if you're interested in wine country, look how beautiful that is with the mountains and everything. You see that with all the mountains? So if you're interested in wine and, nice interior of the country, if I'm pronouncing it right, Pinedes, I don't know, I'm probably butchering it, but that looks beautiful. Okay, so there you go. That's another place to go. And it says it's 40 kilometers south of Barcelona. And it's also close to the seaside town of Sitges, Sitges. So there's another one. And then the last one I saw, this caught my eye because I wanted to go somewhere near the water. And it says here, beach hopping in Asturias. I said, is that in the Mediterranean? It says here that this is like a fishing village with a rugged coastline. Okay, so I got interested in that. I was like, where is that located? So I'll tell you what, I pulled up a map, and I'm going to show you right now where Asturias is. So here we go. If you can see, this area right here is Asturias. Now it is on the coast, but look where it's at exactly. It's in northern Spain. So it's north of Barcelona, north of Madrid. And I'll tell you what, from what I understand, there is no tourist protests going on over there. None. I did a little more digging, which I didn't actually, I didn't bring the receipts, but from what I read from some certain people that live in the area from Reddit, you can get some scoops from Reddit from people that live locally in the area. And they said that these protests and all this over tourism hasn't hit that area. So to answer the question, yes, I want to go to Spain. And now I know the answer to this one, where? And that answer is definitely going to be Asturias. Or if I'm not saying it right, Asturias. I don't know. Anyway, I appreciate you watching this live stream. And, drop me a comment. Do you have any thoughts about this? Have you ever gone to Spain yourself? What do you think about all this anti-tourism that's going on? I'd be interested to know. So just, drop it down in the comments. And thank you for watching. I love you. And don't forget to like and share. I appreciate you. Of course, it's up to you. You don't have to do it, but everything helps the channel. All right? Okay. I'll see you next Saturday. You take care of yourself. Peace out.